Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's talk about the team that has dominated this league for the last half decade. They are not having a great start to their season. They are starting 0-2 for the since first time since 2014, which was Andy Reid's first year as head coach of this franchise, man. And they lost first game in Brazil to their division rival, the Los Angeles Chargers, who played tonight, and then they lost yesterday to the team that absolutely waxed them in the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles, 20-17. Patrick Mahomes having a very pedestrian evening, 16 for 29, 187 yards passing, one touchdown, one interception. He was sacked 2 times. He was their leading rusher. That was not good. Their rushing tactics like the Bears. Kareem Hunt did really nothing. Pacheco did nothing. Receiving tip. Kelsey just needs to retire and do shitty Amazon movies because he's not doing that. And their receiving core. I mean, who are these guys? Tyquan Thornton. You got Rancho Cucamonga Brown, Nico Remigio. Like, I don't even know some of these dudes, man. Like, it just looks terrible. But 0-2. They've got some favorable, I don't know if you want to call them favorable with the way this offense has been heading, but the Chiefs coming up, the Chiefs have Sunday Night Football next week against the New York Giants. They've got the Ravens at the crib after that, which is not good. They got the Jaguars in Jacksonville, and then they've got the Lions on Sunday Night Football. So, yeah, the next 4, you got 2 winnables in 2 games that you're probably going to lose if your offense keeps looking the way it's looking. So I do feel like there's a chance right now for real panic if you are a Chiefs fan because you've never seen them look like this. And I think the fact of the matter is Pat has nobody to throw to. I think that's really what it comes down to. This is not a matter of bad play calling. Obviously, I've never talked bad about Andy Reid's play calling. I think the defense – Orlando, you gotta stop putting comments that I can't post on the screen. This is hilarious, but I can't post that, bro. But he has nobody to throw to. He has nobody to throw to, and we see that time and time again. Travis Kelce, not the man who used to be. Rice is still gonna be out for a couple games. David Worthy was on one leg yesterday, didn't look good. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. It's not to the point where I would think that this season is going to go fully off the rails because this is still Patrick Mahomes. This is still Andy Reid. And, sometimes you can have a lukewarm season and still win a Super Bowl. We've seen the Patriots do that a couple times. So they're officially at the part of as a franchise in this run that it doesn't really matter what they do in the regular season, but you also don't want to be going out here having this. Get a Philadelphia Eagles. When we get to the Eagles side in just a second, you got to be feeling awesome about like this. Joseph, that's they look like a Bears offense. Everybody wants to know what Patrick Mahomes looked like with the Chicago Bears. Watch these first 2 games. That's what he would look like. He would not look like a generational quarterback. We came on this show last week and we asked, have Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson surpassed them? It's performances like that make you ask. And, especially coming in with the revenge factor and them thinking that, we got to get him back. They had this game circled since the minute Kendrick Lamar left the stage after. Like, that's when the game was over. So, they've had a circle since then, and Philly went there. Philly walked in there like a champ. Philly walked in there like they were the team that's been dominating this league for the last 5 or 6 years. And, it just did not look good right now. And I think it's actually time to worry a little bit. Bang, what's your thoughts on what you saw yesterday for the Chiefs?
I ain't worried because I picked them to go 0-2. I picked them to go 0-2. I picked the Chargers, right. I picked the Chargers to win that first game of the year, and I picked the Eagles to win this one too. They're gonna struggle against some of the teams, the bigger teams, name teams that they've gone against. Like I mean, the Ravens game, even though on paper the Ravens should demolish them for what we see. Man, the Ravens nut up a bit when it comes to going up against some of these bigger name teams. Look at what they did with the Buffalo Bills. They should have won that game. What happened, right? The Giants is a get right game. They should blow the roof off of MetLife Stadium. And then the Chiefs going up against the Jaguars. Look, do we think Trick Off Trev is gonna win that game? No. Could he? Yeah, anything can happen. But But between like those first 3 games, well, those next 3 games, excuse me, I think they're winnable games. Again, the Baltimore Ravens, when they go up against these major teams, it's like, and then you got the Lions, which the Lions, I think the last time the Lions played the Chiefs, they beat them. It was the beginning of the season a couple of years ago, when we did Barbershare season kickoff at a spot in the West Loop that I won't mention. The Raiders and the Commanders, I think they should win those two. So I'm not worried because I picked them to go 0-2, and I think they have a couple of winnable games. And then a game like the Ravens, you go up in there and beat the Ravens, your confidence is back. What I will say, however, though, is I think that this team has done a piss poor job at putting talent around Patrick Mahomes. You thought that this is what happens when teams read the press clippings. And remember last season when I said
also what happens when you got to pay your quarterback.
no, it's that too. But remember, I think it was last season when you and Dante was yelling at me when I was like, I ain't putting Patrick Mahomes as the greatest of all time yet. Like, it's still the back half of the season. This is why. Like, this is why. Because you start to see what happened when talent ain't around you. You start to see what happens when you ain't got a top flight running back behind you, when you ain't got the wide receivers, when your offensive line is tough. Are you the greatest of all time right now? Patrick Mahomes out here looking like he running for his life right now. Not saying he's not a good quarterback. What I'm saying is that this is what happens when you read the press clippings and everybody say that your quarterback is the best of all time. So what do? We go cheap at wide receiver. We go cheap at running back. We go cheap at the offensive line position because we just paid you $500 million. And yeah, we could go ahead and give you some bonuses to give us some cap space and all of that shit. But nah, man, we ain't about to go out there and get no top flight wide receiver. We gonna go out there and get Wandale Robinson, who was good on the Giants. He don't mean he gonna be good for your team, right? Like a lot of those wide receivers would be sexy in Boise, Idaho, but they'd be ugly as hell in Beverly Hills. That's what the Chiefs do.
Yeah, the Chiefs went out there and got TC from Jamie Foxx show. Like that's who they got Pat throwing to, man. And yeah, you know what, you're right. I did think about that. I also do think it's it's a little it is the arrogance because they think that Pat can just do whatever. Well, the one thing about when you talking about the Brady and you talking about the different halves of his career with the Patriots, the first three championships, that was a defensive team that Brady and the offense just had to do enough. The second 3 championships he had with the Patriots was an offensive team. Now, I'm not saying obviously they had number 2 defense like in 1 or 2 of those 3 championships. But remember the year they went to the Super Bowl and they just got the doors blown off of them by Philly? Not blown off because it was a competitive game, but they gave up like 48 points because they didn't invest in the defense. And I really feel like they're like, oh, Pat can throw whatever. We'll have come be a wide receiver night at Arrowhead. That's really what it looked like right there. So, that's how them dudes perform.
Hey, what's that movie? What's that movie when the Philadelphia Eagles with Mark Wahlberg is a true story when they did the little training camp, like they did the little fan training camp and dude ended up winning the job as a kick returner, like Mark Wahlberg was the
I don't remember that movie, but
I forgot
that sounds like a Wahlberg movie. It sounds like a Wahlberg movie, but that's what it is. That's how I feel. So I'm with you. They need to make a statement in their life.
Invincible came out in 2006. Vince Papali or whatever. He tried out. It was like he was like they Rocky. He tried out and he made the team. He was like a kickoff returner.
That's what they doing with the wide receivers out there in Kansas City, man. But yeah, if they don't blow out, even if they win, if they don't blow out the Giants, then Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HNB Media and the Barbershare Network.